Happening, so gives us some time to ponder over earnings. GlaxoSmithKline Pharma came out with their numbers. It's been a subdued set of numbers. There's still double-digit revenue growth, but margins seem to be flat for the quarter. Andrew Aristidou of GlaxoSmithKline joins us now in the studio. Andrew, I hope I got your last name right.
You did. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being here with us in the studio. It's a festive time for us, so happy Diwali to you.
Happy Diwali to you and to your viewers as well.
Thank you. How has business been for GSK Pharma? I mean, things have been a bit subdued last couple of quarters.
We had a strong Q2. We just released our results yesterday. We had a value growth rate in sales of 12%. And if you look at our pharmaceuticals growth rate, in volume terms, it's growing at 16%, and in value terms, 13%. So we had a solid quarter. If we look at our EBITDA margins, we're recovering that at 18% for the quarter, which in comparison to the last year's quarter, we've absorbed the price increase, which came into effect last quarter.
Probably the dampener is that a lot of your drugs are in the National Essential Drug List. So how do you expect to overcome that? Do you see, therefore, pressure on margins going forward?
Yes, with our portfolio, 23% of our portfolio is under the Essential Drugs List. And with the mechanism, you are allowed to increase your prices with the WPI. This year, the WPI was minus 2.7%. But if you look at the past 2 years prior to that, in 2013, the WPI was north of 6%. 2014, it was just south of 4%. So with that, we'll be able to move our prices on the NLEM. And we also have the rest of the portfolio, which is free price, which has that cap of 10% per annum.
Okay. But, so you know, is it that you have so much of pricing power in the non-essential drugs category? Competition should be a cap, I would assume?
Of course, yes. Competition is a cap, and we price according to affordability, we price according to the competition. And that's one of our mantras in GSK, is to make sure that we are pricing effectively for the Indian patient. And it's one of our success stories of India.
So margins at 17 should be holdable?
Yes, margins. So if you look at the margins, the EBITDA margins of the industry, it actually varies between 15% to 25%. Okay. The mean is around 22% at the moment. With NLEM, with also the headwinds from FDC, the fixed dose combinations, I would expect in the medium term the EBITDA margin to normalize around 20% on an EBITDA level. And then post-tax, I would expect the profit after tax to probably be around 10 to 15% for the industry in the midterm.
Andrew, hi, morning. What about some of your key brands, Augmentin, Calpol? Calpol, of course, I have also been a consumer of for last 1 or 2 years. But I mean, how has the growth been in this segment?
Yes, so both products are under NLEM. With Augmentin, we look at the price sensitivity where we do have a price erosion. We look at the marketplace, we do price sensitivity analysis, and we take the product to the next level of our customers as well. So Augmentin is actually growing strongly at more than 40% in the quarter. Calpol, we had a good monsoon. It's relating to fever. So we had a strong growth in Calpol again. So that's helped us with the growth rate for that quarter. In addition, we had a new product launch, a new vaccine. That got launched in July this year, so that's helping our performance as well.
That vaccine is for what?
So it's an MMRV vaccine, which is mumps, measles, rubella, and varicella. It's a combination vaccine. Early days, but the trajectory is positive, and so far, so good.
Well, with the number of diseases increasing, we always love to hear about more vaccines and all this. But I also wanted to ask you about whether you've heard anything about more drugs being included into the NLEM?
So if you look at the evolution of the price control, over the past 2 years, we've had cardiovascular come in, we've had diabetes come in, we're seeing also medical devices come in. For us, the price erosion is not new entry into, it's not new products coming to price control. It was the 5-year anniversary revision. So the government is looking at how do we optimize patient use in India? How do we reach out to the patients in India? And we're working with government through our association to make sure that the ecosystem of healthcare, which requires a number of stakeholders, as well as pharmaceutical, government, educators, insurance, to try and create a formula for the success of Indian patients in the future.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, Andrew, for joining us.